In Nizel, a water village in Ghana, we found they have had cell phones for over a year and only received electricity in their homes just 2 months ago.
New media like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter have revolutionized the way information is conveyed and how people interact with each other. These developments have allowed for a greater and more global communication, which has impacted the way we conduct our relationships.
Well, I don't think you can replace face-to-face communication myself.
I love Facebook. I'm a Facebook man. I'm always on Facebook.
I probably will get on Facebook at the time that my grandchildren are on Facebook.
I use Facebook and Hotmail just to send emails.
I find the whole idea of social networking very uncomfortable.
Our Netlog.
And what is Netlog?
Netlog is just a bit the same as Facebook.
How do I communicate with my friends? Normally phone calls, emails, and text.
I communicate by dropping them nice little notes when I want to see them.
I use both. I use the phone and I use the Facebook. We send a lot of messages via Facebook, inviting for parties and things like that.
And also on the internet, through maybe the email or Facebook or Twitter.
When I'm home in the States, I communicate a lot on the telephone. I actually talk to my friends on the phone.
Well, I suppose through Facebook or maybe just text message.
Email, I use Hotmail and Gmail and both.
I normally use my laptop, and it's I'm in an environment that is what do you call that again? Wireless.
The PC has become an instrument of communication, and sometimes it seems to me that people are communicating through that when they could do it face to face.
I communicate with my friends and family through the cell phone.
My cell phone is for phone calls and texts. I receive phone calls, I make phone calls, and I text with my cell phone. I never use my cell phone for anything else.
I mean, I don't feel the need when I go to a supermarket to use my mobile to inform everybody about the price of various products on the shelves.
I want to know what is happening in the world. I can open my email, I can chatting on the internet, on the Facebook.
You get news from Facebook?
I'm a great newspaper reader. I buy normally 3 newspapers each day. Saturday I think it's 4.
I am still a little old-fashioned. I like listening to TV news, watching TV news, and listening to radio.
TV, and I don't like to watch the news on the internet because of the computer, but I like the TV and newspaper.
TV.
TV the most?
Well, mainly from the internet. We get some articles from Facebook that some friends just post, and from TV also.
But our children keep pushing us into being on Facebook and so.
I don't think people around the age of 35 or something, I don't think they use Facebook anymore.
I think it's generational. Absolutely, I think you can go into a coffee shop in the United States, one in Europe, probably one in Africa, and maybe some parts of South America. And you'll probably see some age differences, and you'll see the younger people probably using some kind of social media, using internet much more, and the older people probably used to reading the newspaper.
When searching for cultural differences in how we communicate, we learned we are not so different from our neighbors across the Atlantic Ocean. What we found was that the differences were not between countries, but between generations.
Fresh Kid Z. Every children are in a school trying to learn a computer. So we've given them, they had a chance to learn a computer or go on the net anytime they want to go.
In Rio de Janeiro, this favela had only just been pacified, and already the children are able to access computers with the help of the Coca-Cola Collective. This non-government funded school has been teaching students how to read and write through the use of the internet.
When visiting a primary school in Montevideo, Uruguay, every student had their own laptop. Plan Sabal's One Laptop Per Child initiative is funded by the government and has provided over 400,000 laptops to students in Uruguay since 2007. This policy of social justice not only allows the spread of information and communication technology to Uruguayan students, but to their families as well.
What we discovered on our journey around the world took us down an unexpected path. With a globalized world, the difference between you and your grandfather is greater than it is between you and someone from halfway across the world. In the past, media connected people to global information through television, newspaper, and print. With the advent of new media, the world is interconnected like never before. New media now connects people to people.
Everything is lost.
I'm gonna put this in my video.
You can take it to the Lord.
The access to information and communication technology is bridging the digital divide, especially for the world's youth. From Brazil to Uruguay, children are now learning the skills to use a computer and how to communicate with others across continents. New media has leveled the playing field established by social classes. If you have the access to internet, you have the access to a world of knowledge and the power to communicate your thoughts and ideas to hundreds and even thousands of people through media such as blogging, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
So we began our research by setting goals and interviewing people around the world.
And what we found was not what we expected.
Right, we wanted to find out about different methods of communication from country to country.
But what we found in our interviews were that the differences in communication were between generations and not cultures.
Oh no!
No, Eddie, this is a good thing. You see, we have more in common with people our age from different countries than we do our own grandparents.
But how?
Our research showed no matter where people live in the world, younger generations have an affinity for technology.
Right, you see, the world is becoming more globalized and interconnected through new media. In the past, global connection was people to media. Now it's people to people.
And Semester at Sea is a great example. Students meet tour guides from all over the world who arrange excursions and cultural immersion trips through social networking sites.
With limited time in port, students would otherwise be unable to plan these meaningful trips.
And new media makes this possible because students can read reviews, receive peer recommendations, hear stories, and build relationships with tour guides.
Oh, okay, we're done. Thanks, everyone.
Wait, Eddie, that's not it. You see, we also realized how access to information and technology is bridging the digital divide, especially for the world's youth.
I don't get it.
Shocker. Okay, well, new media and technology level the playing field established by social classes. If you have access to the internet, you have a world of knowledge and the power to communicate your thoughts and ideas.
Oh, like those things from Brazil and Uruguay.
Yes, Eddie, exactly that. In Brazil, the Coca-Cola company actually sponsors schools in favelas. Coca-Cola provides the school with funding for technology and access to important tools for communication.
Oh, awesome. And Em, what happened on your trip in Uruguay?
When visiting a primary school in Uruguay, every student had their own laptop. This is due to the Plan Sabal's One Laptop per Child initiative. This project is funded by the government and has provided over 400,000 laptops to students in Uruguay since 2007.
Now this not only shows the spread of ICTs to Uruguayan students, but it also extends the connection to their families.
Advancements like these level the playing field between social classes.
Exactly, Kiki. Before new media, writers relied on publishers to share their work. Now, everyday writers can be published authors. They reach audiences around the world through media such as blogging or Twitter.
So, after our journey around the world, we found that we have more in common with people from other countries than we would have expected.
Yeah.
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 Yeah!